Let's talk for a minute about anxiety. Now, this isn't something that I struggle with very much, although there are moments because, we're all human. We all experience the different things at different times. But I know for some people, and I've had friends and family members like this, their anxiety can rule their day. It can ruin their day. It can really just take things over. And the more I understand it, the more I look into it, the more I've done research upon it, I realize a lot of it is just if it's not just a chemical type imbalance, it really is the hardest challenge for ourselves is to overcome our own brain, because anxiety is you versus you, right? It's you thinking about a scenario in such a way that it gives you the heart palpitations, the rapid breathing, the nervousness, the feelings of fear, and you just want to shut everything down and just say, forget it. I'm not going to deal with it. Sometimes people just stay at home because they're afraid of going out certain places, worried about where they're going to park, how they're going to get there, what's the traffic going to be like, who's going to be there. And the questions mount and they grow and they grow and they grow. And our brain just continues to pile onto these things and makes a case against ourselves. It's interesting, dealing with anxiety, I think, is very much like having a conspiracy theory about something that may happen to us that we've put together in our own brains, fighting against ourselves. And again, like I said, this is not something I deal with a lot because I've kind of found ways to deal with my areas of anxiety which happen. So it's not something that bothers me much, at least not much anymore, but it is part of our human experience. And especially with the way the world is now, my God, if you read everything online and listen to the news all the time, you'd never go outside. Hell, you'd even be afraid to be inside. You'd be afraid to be anywhere. But I feel like one of the ways I deal with this is just trying to tap into that rational side of my brain. Try to almost make a joke of the crazy situation that I'm afraid of. And yeah, there are certain things that are legitimate fears, right? Which is fine. And it's okay even to have irrational fears sometimes. It's okay. But we can't let it control the way we live our lives. We can't let it control our day-to-day activities or make us afraid to enjoy the beauty and those little moments in this life that are so special. And so by trying to tap into our rational brain, almost making a little joke within ourselves about the conspiracy theory about, oh, what if this happens, then that happens, then this happens, and that happens. Those things aren't going to happen. And if they do, you know what? You'll overcome them. You've done it 100% of the time so far, my friends, because you're still here. You're still here. You're watching the video. Your win streak is 100%. Yeah, it may not always be easy, but you've overcome every scenario that has been thrown at you in this life. So why would this fictitious scenario, if it was to manifest, be the one to beat you? It won't happen. It won't happen. It may be unpleasant sometimes. We may have to deal with things we don't like. That's part of the human experience. That's going to happen. That's not a conspiracy. That's just life. You can't have the sweet without the sour. You're always going to have good times and bad times. The yin and yang, the karma of the world is going to come around at some point. Sometimes we're the windshield, sometimes we're the bug, right? That's the old saying. It's very much true. But don't defeat yourself. Don't give up before you even get into the ring. Take a chance on you. Bet heavy on yourself. You've won every time before. Again, may not have been easy, may not have been pretty, but you're still here. And those good times, those good possibilities, think about those. The same way we give power to the negative thoughts, we could manifest and give power to the positive outcomes, the positive thoughts. What if this happens and it's freaking wonderful? Not what if this happens and it's terrible. Look to the positive side of things. It's equally there as well, especially within the confines of our mind, within our brain. But we've trained our brain to look for the negative. We've trained our brain to expect the worst. And sometimes, sometimes it's a nice defense mechanism to know, okay, this is the worst case scenario, and to kind of have a plan in place on how to deal with it. But you can't hyper focus upon it, and you don't want to give extra power to it. So try to tap into that rational side of your brain. Entertain yourself a little bit with what you're worried about, and try to manifest the possible outcome of joyousness, of happiness, of love, of all the good things. It's you versus you, my friend. You're much more in control than you think, much more powerful than you think. You gotta believe in yourself.